Ya estando la música, ya empieza.
You ready?
Ready.
There we go. Hey guys, how are you? This is the I Love Michelada show. A new episode. We have with us the biggest boss in fashion industry right now. We got Rachel Gomez from Viva La Bonita. The pressure.
Yeah.
Dude, check out those shoelaces.
Sounds like
I
crazy
just saw
intro.
that.
Yeah, my Bonita laces.
Yeah, those are dope.
Thank
Where'd you drop those?
Like a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta get me some of those
Yeah, they're sick.
for myself. I'm bonita.
Yeah, you are.
I'm bonita, right?
Everybody's a bonita.
Yeah.
That's a state of mind.
Right?
Yeah, look at you out here getting it. That's a bonita state of mind right there.
Well, first of all, we're gonna start off with the michelada. You like micheladas?
Yes, I do.
There you go. This is the I
Love
Love
them.
Michelada show, and you chose Modelo.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
OG beer.
Yeah, I love Modelo. It's like my go-to.
It's Modelo time.
I honestly didn't start drinking micheladas until this night.
Really?
And I'm not just saying that because I'm here with you. I swear, like I never really liked them. And you can even ask my sister. Even my sister and her boyfriend were like, dude, like these are really good.
A lot of people don't like micheladas, and I always tell everybody it's because you haven't had a good one yet.
Yeah, until the mix came in.
You know, everybody. My biggest pet peeve at any restaurant, Mexican restaurant, anything, you get a michelada and they just like tomato juice with beer.
Yeah.
Because that misses what the essence of a michelada is.
We went to a bar like a few months ago, and I won't name the bar because I won't put anyone on blast. But their sign said like best micheladas in town. Cheers. And I tried one, and I was like, this is not the best michelada in town.
Yeah. Has to be at least maybe top 5, but not the best.
No, for sure. So that's a good one.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how Viva started, because it's such like right now, like I feel like people see things as they are, but they don't really see the process, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you told a story before, but I want to hear it because I haven't heard it directly from the source.
All right, this is like the 13th time I've said it this year. Just kidding. So Viva La Bonita started just with after I had an idea, like I wanted to start something cool, right? Like I just had this creative itch, and I had this idea to start this really cool like women's brand.
Were you in apparel or fashion before?
Yeah, so I was working fashion retail at Tilly's.
Okay.
So Tilly's had all these cool brands for guys, and we had a girl section, but all the store is divided from like girl to guy. So on the girl section, it was just merch pulled from the guy brands.
Oh, just like in smaller sizes or whatever.
Smaller sizes, or they just add pink because everybody thinks girls just love pink, and everything was glittery, or everything was a crop top, you know. And for me, I was like, okay, like I see an opportunity here, like. I see these high school girls come, they're not shopping in the in the girls section. They're shopping in the men's section because they want those cool cuts. They want that oversized look. They just wanted to be a part of a brand. I could tell, you know, like so from that I took like my idea, you know, from like mind to paper, and I told Fredo, my fiance, I was like, I'm gonna start this really cool brand. And I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be for girls, and it's gonna be for Latinas, because everybody that I see walk through that door is Latino. Like Latino and Latino. Like these families are coming in and they're spending their dollars into brands that don't even cater to them.
What kind of a store is Tilly's? Is Tilly's like mid-range, high-range?
Now it's very like urban skate. At the time when I worked there in like 09, it was very, very heavily surf and skate brands. Okay. Yeah, and so one thing that I noticed is like these people are so drawn to these brands because of how it makes them feel. Like the story to the brand, they feel like they're a part of something. So to me, I just felt like I need to have something like that for Latina women, to just have this cool brand where they can feel like they're a part of something.
How did you come up with the name?
Viva La Bonita. So to me, the word bonita means beautiful in Spanish. I think that women are the most beautiful when they do what they love. They just radiate different, they talk different, they walk different. So that was going to be the voice of my brand. It was going to be a self-empowerment brand. So for me, it's like I think that mindset should live forever. So that's where Viva La Bonita came into play.
What was the first thing you made?
The first thing I made with the word bonita on it was a custom baseball tee. It was just like a regular schmegular baseball tee from downtown.
Like the button up or like the one that the two-tone?
The two-tone, the classic baseball tee, and it had the word Bonita in like varsity font, and I wanted girls to be able to feel like they were a part of the brand.
Like the team.
Yeah, being that it's like the first launch, the first piece. So I was, we allowed customers to customize. They could put whatever name they wanted on the back.
So you had a website then?
I had a website.
Oh, how did you build the website? Did you hire someone or did you do it yourself?
No, we just Googled, and I was like, how to start a store online. And the first link that came up at the time was Big Cartel.
Okay.
Like Big Cartel was like the place for e-commerce, and I got a Big Cartel account, and I was like, all right, F it, let's just.
So you did it all yourself?
Yeah, well, me and Fredo.
Yeah, well, you guys as a team.
As a team, I think Fredo in the beginning was more of just like we were both figuring it out in the beginning.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the creativity, the concepts, everything came from my brain. I think he was more of like, all right, let me help you how to execute this. Let me help you how to, let me help you shoot content.
Yeah.
Let me help you get a good website and all that stuff. So, it was a wild first like 4 years of trying to. Did you
ever get to a place where it was like a big stop and you're like questioning, like can I even do this? Or was it just like a non-stop?
No, I mean, it was a very hard, like, beginning. I wouldn't want to say, like, oh, I put this baseball tee out and the rest is history. Here I am. Like, no, it was a lot. Like, I think one of the biggest challenges that I had in the beginning was not really being able to make my message clear. And at the time when we first came out with
Viva La
Bonita, I don't think people understood why there needed to be a brand for Latinas.
Okay.
I don't think that, like, back when I started the brand, there wasn't really, like, I guess, like, media on, like, the importance of Latino brands. Like, I don't think we were, like, breaking ground yet on the internet. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until, like, 2014, 15 when we got our first article written on us for a Latina platform, where I started to see like, oh damn, like now there's like these crazy websites and these platforms on like Twitter, on social media that are speaking to the Latina community. So I feel like it took a while for that to start, and we were already like 3-4 years into trying to build Viva La Bonita without there being like this exposure to like the coolness.
You were just doing it yourself.
We were just doing it ourselves and trying to like explain to people like, no, like there is a Latina market. You guys just don't, it's hard to explain something when people don't see it in front of their face, right? So I think for us, that was the biggest challenge in getting people to really understand like the importance of our brand and for them to see the bigger picture of what it was going to turn into.
If you could give yourself advice, right, like now, X amount of time ahead, to that person then, what would you tell yourself to be like, hey, listen, do this or do these things, and that'll kind of shorten the hustle time or the breakthrough time? The
advice that I would give to myself back then would be to do the most with what I had, because I used to think that I needed mad inventory or like a gang of followers on Instagram or all this like capital to like get things done. And I think that in the beginning you have to learn to do the most with what you have and really just like stop worrying so much about, I mean, specifically to me, it was stop worrying so much about how cool the t-shirt looks. Like, no, just put out a t-shirt, but make sure that your message and your concept and your photo shoots and your content is great and it gets to the point. Because I think that I was just too distracted from everything, because you compare yourself to other brands. Because even at the time when I feel like when I started Viva La Bonita, I didn't really have a blueprint to follow. Like, so I would look at like big brands and I'm like, damn, I gotta have like a varsity jacket. I have to have like at least 200K followers to start. And
to be considered legit.
Yeah, and those are the things that kind of make you, in a sense, have a little bit of fear. And you kind of second guess everything that you want to do. And it wasn't until I was like, okay, I have a solid community of like 100 girls. Like, I'm gonna turn this into like the biggest like Latina girl gang ever. And once I just tunnel visioned myself, and just kind of did the most with what I had, I feel like we started to gain momentum.
That's cool.
Yeah, so.
What was the first kind of milestone? What was the first thing that you were like, oh my God, it's something?
The first milestone that we had was early on in the brand when we were featured on that website called Hey Viva La. And it was just like this news outlet for current events and just topics that were happening within the Latina community. And that really set us over like this hill that we were trying to get into, like in the social media world, because we started to have, I guess, more visibility that year. And from there, I remember this girl, Jessica Caban, had reached out to us on Instagram literally like within that same week. And I don't know if she found us through that article or it was just the magic of the universe. I didn't know who she was until after I sent her a box and I realized that it was Bruno Mars' girlfriend.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And we sent her like just like a handful of things because I didn't have much to give her. I didn't have like tons of inventory. So I sent her like a few things and she wore it on Instagram. And I think that's when we first got like a little bit of like this social validation, which I don't think that you should focus on, but it is important in a business. You know, like let's be real. And I think that first milestone for us, that's where we were like, I think proving ourselves that we have a great brand, it has a great message, it's great quality because somebody like Jessica Caban's wearing it all the time while she's traveling. So that was one of the first moments that I think Viva La Bonita had some sort of like like somebody to kind of give us a stamp of approval. Like, this is a cool brand, y'all need to follow them. And then from there we just started to just continue to create really cool like concepts and t-shirts with really cool slogans for girls, and we just kept focusing on our community that we were building versus like, you know, what people thought of us or how much we lacked. You know, we were just focusing on what you have. Yeah.
How do you consciously build that community? Like, what advice would you give me, right? Like, how do I build my michelada community?
I think, you know, you need to start with what I tell everybody is what message, like what's the voice that you're trying to create? Like, who is I Love Micheladas? Who are these people, you know? And when you have these people in front of you, like one of the things that I think is so great that you guys do is smorgasbord, you know, like you have people coming into your beer garden every single Sunday, and you have that opportunity to meet your customers face to face. So what we would do is we would make sure that we communicated with everybody. Like if we saw that we got new followers, we would follow them back, we would click on their profile, comment like something on their picture. If people were DMing us, like we were responding right away, because you're creating a connection with your customer, and that's really important for your customer to realize that there is a human behind this brand, you know. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that really helps is figure out ways, come up with a strategy to communicate with these people and make sure that your content and your message and your experience stays consistent. And I think that's one of the things that we did really well, is that we also, you know, not only did we listen to our customers that were, you know, engaging with us on Instagram and Twitter, but we also took like the negative reviews that we would get and we would not get salty about it or hurt, you know. I would have to take that as that's constructive criticism. It might be coming off a little aggressive on IG, but it's constructive criticism, so I'm gonna take it, and I made those improvements. So I think it's just really, really listening and taking in your customer when you have them either in a DM, in a comment, or face to face. You know, and just keep that camaraderie, keep that like cool, like that coolness to your product. You know, that's why, like, for me with you guys, it's like anytime someone's like, I'm craving a michelada, I'm like, oh, you should just go get the I Love Michelada bottle because it's such a good michelada.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
how do you maintain focus, like on a personal level, just like Rachel, on the more business side, right? Because the hardest thing that I find about business is not, you know, it's easy to do one event, but to do it consistently, to do things week after week, to do it daily, you know, to do a shoot every single week. That consistency, that's the hardest thing I find in business in general. So how do you maintain your focus?
I have always I think what helps me maintain my focus is I've always just naturally been a self-disciplined person because that's how I was raised to be. And then now flash forward to actually having a company, like, 3 years ago, I was doing everything by myself. And it was hard to stay focused because when you're doing so much, there's like this saying that Fredo always would tell me, like, you're so close to the elephant that you don't see that you're standing in front of an elephant because you're so close to it. So you need to start, stepping back. And
was that you lose the forest through the trees?
Yeah, and for me it was like, okay, I knew that I needed help, and that's one of the things that I think early on as like an entrepreneur, when you're first starting, you don't realize how much help you're gonna need. So I would say, aside from me being self-disciplined and really having like my eye on the prize, I had to really bring people on board who cared. And it's really about your team. It doesn't matter about the size of your team, because you could run a company for the next 10 years with 2 people, as long as that second person is a great quality, worker, co-worker, somebody who wants to coexist with you, and somebody who cares about the brand just as much as you do. So I feel like, flash forward to today, present time, I have people around me who understand how special Viva La Bonita is and how big it can be. I think that even my team sometimes sees the picture way bigger than I do. So I can't take all credit for me being so focused and for me making this brand what it is right now, because there's 5 people on that team who have really been, who have really contributed to the success. They're disciplined, they follow through on what they're gonna, what they say they're gonna do. If they don't, it's like, I have people who don't complain. I have people who strategize. I have, people that I've trained to think on their feet. Like, a million things are gonna go wrong the day of a pop-up, so what are we doing about it? And I feel like because I have those people around me, that's why Viva La Bonita is what it is today. And having 5, 6, 7 pop-ups in a year could have scared the shit out of me like 2 years ago, and I would have been like, there's no way that's happening. And now I'm kind of like, all right, let's do it. And now we have the Viva La Bonita truck, which is like our pop-up shop on wheels,
which makes everything a lot easier,
which makes everything so much easier.
You just
pull up, come through, get your clothes, and it's...
How's that been going?
Good. We've only done one, and our first one was at Hecho in LA. It was a blast. It was really fun. I think that our customers, a lot of them have been with us since the beginning. So, and there's also a lot of customers that I was able to create at Smorgasburgs when I would do the Hechos in LA, and they came back for the truck event, and they're just like, dude, it's crazy. Like, what happened? Like, what's happened for you guys in a year? Like, this is awesome. So it's been a really cool addition to the Viva La Bonita family. I know next year we're really gonna just kind of like go full force. We're just trying to hit cities, that we can actually drive to.
What's it? So is the plan to hit up all the West Coast, or what?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
And then maybe we can get the truck to make it to Arizona, because we
can tow it.
Yeah, so that's the other side. It's a whole new beast. It's a whole new.
Everything is like a whole nother thing.
It's a whole new team.
I remember when I built the Michimobile, it was like, we're gonna do this, and then like we tried doing the first thing and it broke down, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
it's a whole new problem.
It's a whole set of problems, and as easy as I thought, like, oh yeah, we have a team of 5 and we can manage the truck. Now I'm like going into the new year, like I think we need to hire like a street team almost, like somebody to be able to take care of the truck pop-ups, because at the end of the day, I think I've earned a little bit of like free time, and I was like telling myself, like, girl, you can't do everything, like, and that's one of my, I guess, flaws, is that I try to do everything and be so involved in everything. But I made the conscious decision towards the end of last quarter. I was like, I gotta hire a street team
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you do. You don't just say it.
No, we will. So if anybody wants to apply, hit me up.
What's the email?
info@vivalabonita.com. Send your resumes.
Send all resumes. Your street team.
No experience needed. Just be a hard worker. Be a team player.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So now you go with 5 to how many people are you looking to hire? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
I'm thinking maybe like 2 to 3.
2 to 3?
Yeah, 2 being like my reasonable goal. I don't want to put too much on our plate. And
So does that mean you guys are going to be at Echo every weekend, every month?
if we get the team right, yes, we will be there every month. So yeah, two people is my goal.
That's cool. And then are you doing tacos and chill again?
We are. We didn't do one this year because we just feel like the brand has grown so much, and we want to be able to give people like a really good experience.
But you guys popped up at Taco Madness.
We did.
Yeah.
And that was a blast.
That was really fun, right?
It was so cool. Like, I honestly did not know what to expect. And then I was like, oh my God, Fernando was right. There's like thousands of people here.
I don't know what to expect every year either. It's just every year is different.
Right? You never know how to gauge it. Like, you're just kind of like,
You just do it. You can't just do it. And you're like, it's, my team laughs at me because like every year, I'm like, no one's going to show up. No one's going to show up. No one's going to show up. And then they're like, see, everybody showed up.
Yeah. No, dude, that's literally how I am before every pop-up.
Yeah. Before every event.
Yeah. So hopefully next year we're going to do our tacos and chill. And it's going to be really great. We're hoping to get like some cool partnerships.
I love that name.
What?
Tacos and chill.
Tacos and chill. Yeah, it's cool. Like we literally wanted to have like a tacos and chill experience. So we're really like going to like the creative drawing board and really making sure that we can bring like this really cool interactive event. So we are planning for it to be next year in the summer.
Well, hopefully we can get the micheladas there.
Yeah, of course. You guys have to be there.
We've
it's like
been
a
there.
signature. Even if it's the first one, I have to have you guys there. That's the whole. I feel like that adds the cherry on the top. The tacos and the miches.
Tacos and miches.
Yeah.
Such a dope event. All right, last question. What was the question? If when you're 90 and you're looking back at your life, what are you going to be most proud of the things you're doing right now?
I think if I'm 90 and looking back on my life, I am going to be so proud of being able to not necessarily create a voice for women, because I think that every woman has their own voice. I think that for me, it's like I'm so proud that I encourage them to use their own voice and to really truly believe that anything is possible, and to not let this narrative that because we are Latinas we're at a disadvantage. I don't let my bonitas complain. I make them create plans of actions and strategize, and I kind of am like that homegirl that checks them, and it's like, no girl, you could do it, just do it, figure it out. I think that's what I'll be most proud of, is that I know that I've helped a handful of women to really pursue what they really truly wanted to do, and I know that I've helped their self-esteem and I've helped their spirit. So to me, I think that that's beautiful. That's perfect. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for having on.
Yeah, thank you.
Where can people find you? What's your IG?
You can find us at Viva La Bonita.
At Viva La Bonita.
Yes, vivalabonita.com is our website. Where else can you find me?
Where can I find you?
Oh, me personally, at IamRachel.g on IG.
That's awesome. And where's your next pop-up?
Holidays. We're doing a pop-up in December on the 14th and the 15th in downtown LA.
Perfect. And all that information on your IG?
We'll post that
on your website?
Yeah, we're actually going to post that in 2 weeks. So, or actually next week. Oh my gosh, next week is Thanksgiving.
Next week's Thanksgiving. I know, it's insane.
Next week we'll be posting all that info.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, of course.
And congratulations for all your success.
Thank you so much.
And here's to more.
Likewise. Yeah, cheers. Gotta down this.